Welcome, everybody. John Zegar. Good evening, good evening, good evening. 1024, Eastern Slope of Colorado. It's a beautiful evening, actually. It's been a beautiful day. I think it got up to 81. What is the date today? Today is the 20th. That's right. Oh, all you people listening to me going, Zegar, how do you not know that? 420. Hope you all stayed out of trouble and are well. This is a Saturday evening. I'm just writing in my journal as I'm talking to you guys. But been a good day. Gosh darn, got a lot of stuff done again. Accomplished quite a bit. Getting some rest and recovery. Continuation, just comments on the lifting part. Let's see, I didn't lift today. I lifted yesterday. And today I decided to take off. Shoulders are hurting. And tomorrow the gym's closed, so I'll get a couple days reprieve. Getting stronger, you guys. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm at 100-pound dumbbells each hand on the bench, dumbbell press. That's pretty good for me. And I don't know, probably 60, 80 pounds dumbbell presses on incline. I'm trying to stay off of the bench for a little while. I'll see how I feel on Monday, but I think I'm going to wait another week before I go back to the bench and surprise myself. I'm trying to come up with another 30 pounds. I just you know what? Benching kind of is a mental thing, and if you don't feel it, it's not going to happen. But anyway, getting big. My gosh, am I getting big? Not fat, just more muscle than what I had anticipated on getting, and It feels good. It feels good. I'm down to weight. Gosh darn. I got up pretty high as I was lifting heavy, and now I'm trying to tone that back a little bit. But everything's going really well. Drinking, and this, you guys ought to do this in the evening time. This is very good. It's very settling for your stomach. If you have any issues with, overeating or eating too much of the wrong stuff, for instance, I take a whole lemon and I get a pitcher. I don't know what size pitcher it is, but I cut up a whole lemon, put it in there, fill it up with water and ice, and I drink it before I go to bed, pretty much the whole pitcher. It just does amazing things to cleaning out your system. It settles your stomach. It gets rid of acid, and gas and that sort of thing. Bloating. I think it has some other properties in it that are really healthy. They say you should drink lemon water every single day, as opposed to just water. And you have to be real careful with even the water that you drink, because it's got the fluoride in it. And, the fluoride is the stuff that, what's the word I'm looking for? It causes your pineal gland to crystallize. That's what it is. And I don't know, this is a conspiracy theory, but I believe it. It's neuroscience as well. Neuroscience talks about it a lot. And, your pineal gland, for those of you listening that don't know neuroscience, is more powerful than doing 10 times the psychedelics that you may or may not have done when you were younger. I'm an older guy, so I grew up in psychedelics and all that kind of stuff in the 60s, and it was prevalent, and people just did stuff all the time. But if you can activate your pineal gland, that's what causes the lucid dreaming. Listen, this is earth-shattering news for those of you who do not follow me or follow neuroscience, which you ought to. Where do you think your dreams come from? They're kind of like doing psychedelics sometimes, aren't they? I mean, don't you recall certain times where your dreams are pretty cool? I mean, there's color in them, there's adventure, there's mystery, there's intrigue. It's like you go into another dimension or two, right? And that's your pineal gland. So most people, your pineal gland, which is so critical to the function of your body, period. Nothing happens without that pineal gland working. And the government has put so much fluoride, in our water, in our toothpaste, in our food. They've been trying to get the pineal gland to just freeze up, right? So what happens when that happens is that we become meek and mellow. We become compliant. We become in agreement with. We don't have an issue. We don't want to argue. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to be someone more creative. The government, and this is my conspiracy theory, but it's also neuroscience. I mean, if you go study neuroscience, they'll talk about the same thing I'm saying right now. The government wants you to become meek. They want to control you in a lot of different ways. For instance, look at gun control. Look at all the stuff that they're trying to do and take away your rights to, gun control. They look at the marijuana issues going on. There's just so many different things that they don't want you to react to. Okay? And so they can slip legislation through periodically without you knowing. Well, that has to do with your pineal gland. That has to do with it's not active. That it's been like cauterized. And you have become meek and mellow. And that's what the government wants. That's the conspiracy theory anyway. Do your own research on it, but there is science behind that. I don't know how I got off onto that, but one of the things I wanted to do today is talk about who we are and how we got to where we're at. So the basic premise is that we're not matter. We're not solid. Right? This table that I'm sitting at, at home, and these chairs and cushions and that counter and my refrigerator and, things around it. They're not solid, you guys. They're not solid. They're energy. I guess if you're hearing that for the first time, you probably have already shut off, my little podcast. But for those of you who have some knowledge of this kind of thing, you understand that everything's energy. The way we communicate is energy to energy. It's a nonverbal kinds of thing. It goes from matter to particle to wave to energy. Okay? And where your frequency is, you understand frequency. We all run at a certain frequency. Humans are at 1044 millihertz or whatever. And I don't know what this table is or whatever. But the frequency is fast enough. Think about this for a second. Is fast enough that you can see it. Got that? So if the frequencies are lower, they become more like a wave. They come in and out, in and out. If they even slow down more, then you start getting things that affect your body. You become sick. So as your energy goes down or your frequency decreases, then you become sick and you get disease. As your frequency goes up and your energy increases, then you're well. So when you're sitting around the house and you're feeling good, you're with your family, you're having a nice time, everything's cool, your energy is up and your frequency is up. When you all of a sudden get the flu, get a cold, Lord forbid you get a disease, I hope you don't, your energy has gone down and your frequency has gone down, and that's what's causing that to happen. I talked 2-3 weeks ago now about the new medicine where they treat you electronically. Everything in our body is it's on an electrical kind of circuit. So therefore, if something goes down and you get a disease, they don't treat you the Newtonian way, Western medicine, which doesn't know how to treat people. They treat you with going in, finding out what circuit, because there's circuits in your system, right, that have to do with different systems in your body. And that means that the electrical current has gone down or dropped. Therefore, your frequency has gone down, your energy has gone down, and you become sick and diseased. They come in, they probe you. They actually have these little devices already where they can identify where the electrical current has been lowered, right? And they take another instrument on the outside of your body and they recharge that. I think it's to 50 millihertz because you have to be at 25 minimum. And they charge it back up to 50, and guess what? You no longer have a disease. That's science. This isn't me just, what is this, Saturday night or whatever? This isn't me on a Saturday night just, being like weird. This is neuroscience. This is science. And what I mean by science is that somebody somewhere had created something that caused something to happen in favor of it, and they can repeat it over and over and over again. Anyway, we are what we experience. Life, what you see out here, and everything being energy, is an illusion. It's an illusion based on what your brain has accumulated. Okay? So when we come into the world, we don't know anything. Our brains have no information in it. Nothing has been downloaded. Well, the third trimester, your mom starts downloading information into your brain when you're in the third trimester with your mom, right? And then as you're at birth and then thereafter for the next 6 or 7 years, you're in theta mode, right, which is just hypnosis for 7 years. And you are downloaded information, and you're given laws on how to operate within a family, within a school, within a work, within an environment in your neighborhood, how to play. You know, there's all kinds of things that are downloaded. So therefore, now your perception of the world is an illusion in a sense, because it's a conglomerate of all of the downloads that you've accumulated so far. As a child, for instance. The same thing holds true as an adult. What you see, and what's an example of this that's real clear? Okay, for me, I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing this for so long that when I look at pictures on the internet, you know how you're scrolling through Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or something like that, and they show pictures, or I guess even YouTube and Pinterest and just different things. I'll look at a picture and I can assure you of this. What I see is not what you're seeing. I'll look at a picture on the internet, whatever it is, I don't care. And I'll see something, and I did this tonight. I do this every single day. I go, wow. If I stare at the picture for maybe a minute, or 45 seconds, or a long 30 seconds, it changes from what my mind perceived, which was the illusion from my pineal gland, to what everybody else is seeing through their eyes. Is that kind of weird? Do you guys understand that? Have you ever had that happen? So if you don't think what you see is an illusion, it is. It's based on everything collected in your brain from your mom's third trimester to now. And that's what formulates your perception of the world around you. Now, I'm not talking about the feelings or anything. I'm talking about the visualizations. The feelings is a whole different thing. What you're going to feel about an event is going to be different than somebody else's feeling about that event, based on what you've acquired over X amount of years and the information that you have in your head. Remember, everything in your life, 95% of your day is a program. That's not your program, right? All this collected information has become hardwired, right? By the time you're in your middle 30s or thereabouts, and it causes you to perceive things visually and feeling-wise different than maybe the person next to you. So everything out there is based on what you've been downloaded. So take that a step further. The energy that you run, we all have energy. We all are energy. We all run at different levels of energy, right? It attracts that same energy. So if your energy, and I'm gonna do the same thing with frequency. We might as well throw them together for right now. We'll split them apart later on sometime, but for right now, if you think of the amount of energy that your body has in it, is probably in a similar way equal to the frequency that's in your body. Okay, each of those attract the same level of energy and the same level frequency. And that's what you get back. That's what comes back to you. And actually, whether you're thinking about it or not, it doesn't matter. That's what you're going to get back. So if your energy is low, energy becomes low or frequency becomes low. For instance, if you're an angry or a hostile or I don't know, your moods are down and depressed, and you have anxiety, and you become argumentative, and you have dislikes, and you are easy to disagree with somebody, or people are either on your side or they're not. The world is for you or it's not. I mean, if you become somebody with energy levels in that category, it produces a frequency in you in that category. That's exactly what you're going to get back. You're going to attract people that want to be argumentative. You're going to attract people that you're going to be angry with and hostile with, and you're going to attract depression. You're going to attract negative things back into your life. Likewise, if you raise your energy and your frequency, and again, you have the ability to do that, and there's very specific ways that if anybody wants to call and work with me on it, I can show you how to increase your energy and your frequency. So you now are attracting people, places, and things in your life that are for your benefit. That job comes through. That house comes through. The housing happens. Transportation improves. Money improves. You catch more fish. Everything seems to just be in harmony, right? There seems to be more, we'll use the word love, when you look out at the world. And you run into situations that send love and nurturance and compassion and understanding back to you now when your energy and your frequency go up. Boy, that's good. So another way to say the same thing, I guess, is we create kindness or dissension through the level of our energy and frequency. So if your life is not going along very well, and you're, living in lack and feels like you're struggling, your energy and your frequency are low. The other thing that's going on in that particular case is that your belief systems that you were given, the first 6 years of your life, And if your life is not going along well and you seem to be struggling, that means you're not in agreement with your beliefs, right? These aren't even your beliefs in the first place. They were given to you. And as you get older, they don't pertain anymore. And you may find yourself frustrated that life is harder than it's supposed to be. That's because your belief systems are in conflict with who you really are. That's where reprogramming your beliefs come in. Again, call me up and I'll show you how to do that. A lot of people just don't do that kind of thing. They don't do work like that. So we create our world. You know, the world that I see out here is totally different than the world you see. I can assure you of that. The world you see is different than that the guy that lives in the city next to you. Travels the same road, goes to the same restaurants, has kids in the same school or sports or whatever the case might be. That person's view of reality or the world is going to be completely different than yours. Don't think, and again, just look at politics. Just look at politics. We all don't think alike. We're all not seeing the same thing. We're all not feeling the same thing. The world is in a major conflict because of belief systems. We have different age levels that were grown up with different belief systems. Now that they've all become hardwired, there's conflict. The way that gets eliminated is not by changing people and resisting and fighting and arguing and, drawing a line in the sand, but it's through, and I know this sounds kind of corny, and it's through love. It's through compassion. All that is just an understanding of one energy field to another energy field. So, I kind of got a little carried away there tonight, but everything's not matter. Nothing is matter, to be honest with you. It's all energy. We communicate through one another and through the trees and the environment and, everything around us, just through the energy. Everything is energy. Think about some of that stuff tonight. I think it's pretty fascinating. I'm kind of intrigued with it, and I spend an awful lot of time thinking about it. I wonder if you guys are still meditating. Of course, I meditate, minimum 2 times a day, morning and evening, and sometimes more often than not, I try to meditate in the afternoon as well. But take this whole concept around energy, and that the whole world is energy, and just try to meditate on that and see everything as energy. Then what you want to do is you want to be able to move energy around in your mind. And as you're sitting or laying, however you choose to do your meditation, or walking, whatever it is, you can actually change your world, change the illusion, change the outcome. You can move energy. And that gets really weird once you get into that whole concept. Once you get to that point, then you're free to self-heal. Whatever your problem is, whatever your issue might be, your emotional issue, your physical issue, the lower energy, the lower frequencies, the sickness, the disease you might have. Once you start seeing that you can move energy and change the world and change yourself, now you're at the cusp of self-healing. Don't think that I'm a nuts old crazy guy. I've been doing this for 49 years. You have the ability. You have the ability, the supernatural ability, to do more than what Western medicine can do. You have the ability to not have cancer. You have the ability to take a disease and get rid of it. You have that power. It's in your energy. It's in your frequency. It's in your mind. So anyway, I could go on with that forever and ever, but hope you guys all have a really nice Easter tomorrow. I may put another podcast in tomorrow, I'm not sure, but I hope you have a nice Easter. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.